God had me write an invitation to invite my husband into my life the other day, and I just want to explain it to you guys because I would have never ever figured this out or thought about this in the way that God showed it to me. But God started asking me to pray for my husband, and I felt like I was already doing that, but when He asked, I felt like a spiritual or emotional block in my heart to doing it, like actually thinking of my husband that is coming into my life as a real person that I don't know yet was really hard for some reason. And I could tell, like, in the spirit that I could see him, like, standing over there, like, not super close to me, not super far away. And I, like, didn't want to go in there. Like, I didn't know what I was going to feel or what I was going to think or what God was going to show me. And I was kind of scared. And I was avoiding it. And I was like, I can't look at him. Like, I know he's over there, but I can't look at him. And then I finally did. And I was like, what came out of my heart and my mind was, what are you doing? To him. I was like, what are you doing just standing there? Why are you doing nothing? What are you waiting for? And God told me, like, all of a sudden I had the idea to invite him over. And I was like, have I not already been doing that? Have you not already cultivated me to be a wife and formed me into a wife before I have even met my husband? But anyway, I felt like super strongly a conviction to literally pull a piece of paper. I was in my car. I pulled a piece of paper out of my glove box and I wrote him an invitation. Like, this is your wife. I'm officially inviting you to come into my life, to come find me, and to come dance with me, because God had previously showed me a vision of us dancing. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, I would have never thought that. And I was afraid to look over there because I didn't know what was going to happen. And then what happened was me being slightly annoyed at my husband that I don't even know yet. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? And then I realized, like, God had me literally invite him over, and I put the date on it and everything. And then the next day in the shower, I heard God say, gentleman. And when he said that, I remembered, like, God is a gentleman, and he stands at the door and knocks and waits for you to invite him in. He doesn't just, like, plunge his way into your life. He wants you to invite him in. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, God is showing me and telling me that my husband is a gentleman. And even spiritually, he was waiting for me to decide and say, okay, come on over. And I thought that was, like, the craziest, coolest thing ever. And I would have never thought of that and never figured that out. And after that, like, I don't have a block anymore to feeling like my husband is a real person that is about to come find me and is about to come into my life. So that's crazy. And then God has, like, been showing me visions, and then they have, like, a spiritual meaning. So I was seeing, like, this is so weird, but I was seeing an arm. Like, I was seeing his arm, and it was, like, strong and, like, muscular, and I'm like, this is weird, like, why is this happening? And then God was showing me, like, he's a strong man of God through that vision, just like he was showing me that he was a gentleman standing over there. He wasn't he wasn't super far away, he wasn't super close, but he was standing waiting for me to say, come on over. And so that's super cool and super exciting, and God has still been speaking to me about that happening, and it feels very real now. I'm really excited. I am excited to share that journey with you guys because, like, there's been opportunities to maybe date here where I am, and I feel like God has kind of had me out of that scene for a very long time and just has been, like, protecting me and covering me in plain sight. Like, I've been around, but no one has seen me. And I feel like the other day, there was live music where I work, and this guy asked me to dance, and we swing danced, and it was so fun. And I felt like it was God showing me, like, hey, you're not hidden anymore, which is terrifying because it has been like a covering and it has been helpful, and I haven't had to think about certain things or worry about certain things. Not that I'm going to start worrying now, but I feel like after that it shifted something spiritually where, like, my husband is allowed to find me and he's allowed to see me now because I'm like, okay, I'm telling you I'm ready. And as a gentleman, he was waiting for me to tell him I was ready, even though I was telling God, I'm ready, what's going on, what are you waiting for? I feel like you're speaking to me, it's time to meet my husband, and nothing is happening. So I feel like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't know. I do know that God was showing me, like, when he sees you, when he finds you, it will be like you're the only person in the room. Like, He's not looking at other options. He's not seeing all the beautiful women in the room. He sees you, and he's like, that's who I've been looking for. And I feel like God is showing me that I'll know. I'll feel the same way. I'll be like, you're who I was looking for. You're who I was waiting for, because God has already let me know him in some level, on a spiritual level, which is so weird to say, but it's real. And yeah, it's made me very vulnerable. and but yeah, I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous and I'm really scared. And yeah, this is like kind of uncomfortable to talk about because I feel like I might sound kind of crazy, but it's very God and it's very spiritual. And yeah, that's a little bit of an update of what God has been speaking to me about.